Greetings, everybody, and welcome to episode 97 of the Sitcast, aka the Siblings in Cardboard podcast. I'm your host, Noah, joined by my buddy slash co-host, Thomas and Justin. Donnie was here. He did say hi. That was technically last week, but he's still around. He loves you guys, and he's still, well, he's coming back at some point. Whether you're a veteran card gamer or a first timer just testing the waters, we're all siblings in cardboard. Guys, I know we've tried this probably 3, 4, maybe even 5 times this last week, but now that we're all back together on the correct day of our recording, how's everybody doing? And we got a lot to cover with this super slam.
So yeah, we tried to record an episode, and then it's just like we kept trying to squeeze in a little bit here and there in like 30 or 40 minutes, and by the time we like kind of scheduled things up, it was just never happening. It happens, you know. A little unfortunate. It was the tail end of spoiler season, but I actually think that this is one of the sets I've ever seen that benefits the most from having a full context of the set.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
Needed a lot.
Yeah. Like obviously all the expansion cards are like bangers, right? But seeing like how the full set comes together, and watching people play it at the pre-release or the premiere.
World premiere, yeah.
It looks better than we all thought, considering that this is a weaponless limited set.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm upset that we don't get to draft this in Philly, for the record.
Yeah, there'll be side events, I'm sure, but like, yeah, it is strange that a set that they decided to take a unique approach on, that I think they were maybe a little afraid of this. It was going to be bad, maybe. But it looked like players are playing it really well at a really high level. So I think it looks pretty fun. I'm excited for pre-release weekend. I'm going to get in there. At least 2, try to do 3 or 4 if possible. I see that like in our local area, which I'm really excited about, they're not all just on Saturday and Sunday. We have a few just like in that pre-release window week. It looks like they're being a little more loosey-goosey on the dates that they allow. So like I think there's one on Thursday at Cards HQ. Excited. As far as like my week went, last week I played my last game of the League That Means Nothing before we go to top 8. I did lose that game, so I lost my streak. It was Dash.io versus Mario. Things just didn't line up. I was worried that it was going to be like a bad luck streak, but then I played against the Dash.io mirror and absolutely slapped on that game. Everything just came up millhouse. I was also running gloves and adaptive plating, and it was something I wanted to try in the Dash.io mirror because it allows you to 0 card block heist very easily, which is actually like a really big deal in the mirror, because a lot of times if you hit heist anyway as Dash.io, a lot of times you win. When you hit heist against a Dash.io, you win even harder because you have access to more items, because you could pull their items out of their banished zones.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, I think that setup was pretty good. I'm going to be playing Dash.io pretty much all month, I guess.
Wait, you can heist out of their banished zone?
Yeah. The heist lets you pick a banished zone to pull an item of 1 or less cost from and put it into play. So if they've like set up their 1 Cerebellum processor or a Tekla core in the banished zone for their heist to hit, you could yoink that out of there.
That's pretty good, I hear.
That's neat.
Other than that, I guess I did some Earth games with Josh's 0 to 60 series.
What was he doing this week? Or was it Florian, wasn't it?
No, he played Florian. What was it he played next? Because I know I played Earth Heroes into it both times and slapped him around a bit.
I don't remember. I've been in house hell. So I went to an armory last Thursday, and that's it.
How did that go?
Acilio is really hard when you don't play him a lot.
We're going to talk about some of those cards. A lot of people like an Acilio.
As they should. He's sweet.
He is a kind of difficult high-end hero.
Yeah. I kept cycling, and like it was the correct decision to cycle, but I'd had like a A-B choice of like, do I cycle a pump or do I cycle a utility card? And it every single time chose the wrong one. where I was like forgetting about specific context of like certain draws. So turns out you need to play the heroes. You need to play the game to be good at the game.
I would agree. I think not playing the game is
No, did I just die?
is a problem for the long run. The Eagles won today. Oh, he's frozen.
Oh, we did lose him. His internet's going out.
I didn't know if he was done or not, but his face was
Okay,
frozen,
now-
so I was like,
Welcome back. You dropped out for a
Welcome
split
back.
second.
Hi. Yeah, sure. I was like, oh no, am I dead? Am I alive? Anyways, but yeah, you got to play the game to be good at the game. That's kind of how it works.
And a correction,
You did.
I did get my games mixed up. I was playing Earth Heroes into Damien's stream. He was forcing me like slave labor to play Earth Heroes into him. And then I played some heroes into Josh, who's learning to play Florian. And he got to learn he's like, it's like Runeblade Guardian, right? How hard can it be? I think that was like the quote that was posted on the channel at the moment. He did okay. We actually gave him a legitimate pass this time. I think he actually picked up on Florian.
Wow. Glad he got past baby's first step.
We're getting there. We're going to get to some heroes. I think when we originally, me and Damien kind of conceptualized the order of the list, I think we put Marlin really low down. And since then, Marlin has become a much more interesting and complex deck. Dude, I think he's going to struggle with Marlin.
He's gonna have a rough time.
That deck is so weird. Like the pitch, because all your pitch curve is trying to throw 4 into your weapon, and like throwing 4 into your weapon to give it +4 seems really bad. But the way her deck works, it's very strong.
Just trust me, dude. It works. Yeah. I don't know. Here we are.
Here we are, and we are on the tail end of the world premiere for Super Slam. Do we want to talk about like card pricing?
we could. I mean,
Because
there's always cards that are moving around.
there was one really, really expensive card that, like, despite spoilers and leaks and stuff, I had no idea was being reprinted. This actually caught me off guard as early as like today. And that's Snag getting the reprint. That card is
Yay.
I didn't see that coming, like, personally, especially considering they just banned Bonds of Agony.
I don't know. I think they just want they want their silver bullet cards to be affordable, because if assassins are ever highly prevalent in a meta, people are going to look at Snag whether they should or shouldn't.
I mean, it's a needed reprint. We always
Yeah,
talk about
absolutely.
accessibility
It's
of
so old.
sets. Who's buying Crucible? It's a $35 card out of Crucible. Like, where are you gonna find Crucible?
It's just not realistic to have it.
Are
I
we
don't
okay with that though? Like, in a way, it's okay. But like, should they reprint these Majestics from previous sets?
If it gets play, yes.
It's a bit of a catch-22, but I think it does a double. It does two things, right? It means in some sense that you can't necessarily hoard all these cards, which, I mean, take it from experience, because they're just going to get reprinted potentially. So it's a way to stop that, or it's a way to kind of decrease the probability that you holding on to 44 pairs of flick knives, and we'll get to that, has a bearing, because you just never know what happens. I like it. They still follow the reprint rules. It creates a set that they want new players to open to get cards that are relevant for the heroes within there, and or heroes from previous sets. So it kind of continues a trend to where if you got into Syndra, you can then get your pieces from this set, in a way. So I think there's a lot to like about it, as long as they don't aggressively do it, and we'll get into all the cards that I guess are getting that treatment. We'll just jump right in.
I mean, before you do that, I don't know if we'll see the effect on prices yet, but we definitely saw a suppression in price on both Command and Conquer and Codex of Frailty. Command and Conquer a little bit, Codex of Frailty quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. We did. I think Command and Conquer is a weird one because, again, it's a white border version versus a really old card versus a card that's not as easily accessible. Like, you'd think Hunted was actually going to be easily accessible, and it's not. So you basically didn't do anything to the card price. You actually, in fact, created an entirely different market for the new Command and Conquer. So, and it is the most expensive Command and Conquer. But what outside of that, what do you have? You have Kasai Conquerors. There's 57 in the world, and you've got the Marvel Command and Conquer. So, what are your choices if you're not from Arcane Rising? Good luck finding a box of that. The history pack, okay, it's $140 for a box of that, and you know there's a bevy of Majestics. Are you really going to pull one? So it's hard to get that price down. You're just not going to see that price be drove down unless they reprint it again, potentially. I don't know. That's a tough one. That's the Command and Conquer will be a tough one. Codex slotted in really well. It's lower usage than Command and Conquer just by design because it's not generic. And then they got it at a pretty aggressive pull rate, even for a legendary. Not to mention High Seas, I think, just had better allocation than Hunted, leaps and bounds. So it wasn't overly crazy printed, but there was no break where people are like, oh my God, all my High Seas is gone. Because I felt like no matter where I looked, there were still High Seas relatively for the same price. I think for a little bit it steeped up, but I mean, you can go buy High Seas pretty much anywhere.
I want to say, I feel like they nailed the allocation of High Seas.
Yeah.
If
you look at the main deck cards for Gravy, they're honestly not that expensive.
Nope. They've all kind of come down. Your treasure stuff obviously is where you draw your distinction because the treasure stuff is quite high. That Fable is outrageously high, still at 290. If you consider that outrageously high, I mean it is pretty high.
I mean, you look at the deck, right, and Balance of Justice. If you're on Flexors, Crown of Dominion.
Those are expensive, but they're not expensive because of High Seas.
Eye of Ophidia, right? Ooh. Those three are combined 60% of the deck price, and that puts everything else at like $500, maybe $400, depending on.
Does he run Tunic? I know he runs Dread Threats.
No, he runs better Tunic.
Better Tunic.
Yeah, super
Dread Threats is pretty affordable at a rainbow foil. Yep. So I mean, like just in terms of base rarity,
for like $44, right? But like if you're not running Crown of Dominion and you decide to run Crown of Providence instead, it's still like a $120 card.
It's the same price.
Yeah, but like Balance isn't going anywhere. Flexors isn't going anywhere, so that like swaps from deck to deck. But the actual like main deck cards themselves, not that expensive. Loan Shark is your expensive one because there was an unfortunate short print. But like, I don't know. Everything else is fine. Price wise.
Man. We're gonna jump into the market minute, and I actually use my own our own affiliate link, so I don't even need a reminder. I don't know if it worked, but because I did it about 6 times just to make sure. I was like, how do I know if this is active?
I think it grabs a cookie when you click the link, and then you create a cart. With that
well, I hope because I went into there for right before I checked out, so we'll have to see if it worked. But if you want to do that too and go, well, did it work? Just click the link in the description to the TCG affiliate link, and you too can help support the pod. And we'll use it to, I don't know, throw. I do giveaways and things like that, and I've been thinking about it too. Just got to figure out something to actually give away. I got a couple things in mind. But if you want to use any of the affiliate links in the comments, I know that we were going to re-up some of them as well as the TCG one. I think the TCG one is still active, though, so we appreciate it. If you want to take a look at any of these cards we're about to talk about, I'd also appreciate it if you guys would not bid on the TCG 10 Marlin that I'm going to buy off of eBay and solidify myself as a Marlin player.
Okay.
There's also hold on. There's also some gold snappies. Go buy the gold snappies. They're on bid.
I was gonna say, man, if I really want to play Marlin, I'll just wait till you get bored and play Dory. But man, if you're throwing in on a TCG on Marlin, maybe you're in.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can snag this 10 Marlin real quick. It's gonna be fun. But yeah, gold snappies. Go buy those. They're up there. Somebody's got a pair of 9s. They're bidding. You could get those for low. I thought they were cold foil. They're gold foil. Whew. It's crazy. They're graded as well. They're a 9, but still pretty good. Don't bid on me though. All right, let's jump in. So we're gonna just jump into the brute cards to move over. Apex Bonebreaker. You'd think this card would be the quintessential arm piece. We're gonna tell you why a little bit later. So don't go crazy about this one. I think it's still good. I think it still has its place. It's at $50. It's actually dropping, and we'll get to why that might be happening when we talk a little bit about Super Slam cards. Spoiler. Well, I guess it's all spoilers, but spoiler alert intended. Scab skins have kind of moved away from their $33, $32 price range. They're back up to $45. Do I see them jump any higher? Maybe due to just buyability. There's quite a few up there for about $40 to $50 range, but if Brute has a big presence, which, well, I think Brute's going to have a big presence regardless, just because I think it's a new hero, but we'll have to see. Not Reinhardt though. Sorry, Reinhardt. You might see those jump up a little bit to the 50s, 60s. Definitely just want to have a pair if you have any interest of playing. I think they're still the de facto Brute boots. They're crazy. They're battle worn. Like you can't they could do absolutely nothing and they could be battle worn, and I think they'd still be the quintessential boots. So Scowling Fleshbag actually has seen quite a bit of a jump. Which I don't think is relatively a big surprise. It was about a $40 to $50 card back in early August, late August. It's now $70 for Rainbow Foil. I see it at $75, $80, maybe topping at $85 for Rainbow Foil. It really just depends. Cold Foil is probably going to stay about $100, $120. Cheapest one right now is $80 though. So if you want a Cold Foil one, get a couple really cheap ones. Speaking of high seas cards. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, let's go. I like cheaper cards.
Speaking of cheaper cards, but from high seas, just Sea Legs. Sea Legs is still around the $15 mark. I think the card's really good. In fact, I think the Brutes will probably end up using Sea Legs, even in the newer set. I don't see why you wouldn't try and squeak that in for any of the discard effects. So I definitely would see that card maybe getting a little bit more attention. It's slowly kind of getting a little more. It's a little deceptive. I mean, it was about an $8-10 card. It's up to like 13, 14, 15 now. So I definitely think more people are looking at it. Just want to keep your eyes on it. May hit 2025.
Very incredible card in KO, by the way. Just absolutely insane.
Seems nuts. Like if you got a way to discard that, seems crazy. Like imagine if you had a way to discard it and you knew you were going to discard it. Wow.
Yeah, like Savage Beast.
Right, or some other kind of crazy. Yeah, what's that card? We'll get to that. Although some people probably already know. Prismatic Leyline. I don't know. I just like talking about this card. It's still $15, $16. Really just always curious as to why. But I guess even the ban of Tipple really didn't change much of that.
It forced Gravy players. You have to play 3 now. You don't have a choice. If you're not playing 3 ley lines, I think you are on to something that I don't know about.
So okay, so still a big Gravy card. That's why it's still up there. The next one's more so. Actually, these are kind of intertwined, but it's really fun. Can anybody tell me how many Armory deck Pleiadeez they think have sold for way above market price?
God, at least.
Because we always do this. Yeah. We always do this, and this is one of my favorite ones because it's pre-selling.
Let's say
it's over 40.
Let's say 50. I'm gonna go with 50.
Okay. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sold at 99.
Why do you do this to yourselves, people?
Most sold at, a few sold at 60, so I think they are like right on the cusp of it. The rest sold at $79.99, and there was about 12. and there's still 3. Actually, there's quite a few up, and they're all at 95. I don't know why people do it, because I think it's gonna MSRP for like it usually does, right? $49.99 or $50, or it's usually somewhere around that range, right?
We'll talk about that deck, but yeah, it's good.
Yeah, there's a really crazy card in there that I didn't find out till about 15 minutes before we started recording, when they were played it on the stream the stream game I was watching, and they flipped it over from a gem pack, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But speaking of Pleiadeez and auras, Cut Through the Facade, sitting at $25. Really jumping back up. Kind of giving itself a name as a generic meta card. This is your Erase Faces, Censor, what's the other one? Amnesia. These are those generic cards that kind of fluctuate. So definitely want to take a look at a playset of Cut Through the Facades if you don't already have them and you are contemplating wanting to play in the meta. Speaking of the other card, we might as well just get it out of the way. Censor is at $32 and climbing. If any card might need a reprint, it might be Censor. It's a bit weird.
Who's playing that other than Ira?
Well, there's a lot of Iras out there.
Isn't she a bit of a dog right now?
Cards. I think she's Stone Cold unplayable once the set releases.
Like, we'll get into it, but yeah, I just don't think Ira is playable at the moment. So weird. Okay.
We talked about this one before. Gonna bring it back because it actually went up, so it's getting back to $30 a card, and that's current funnel. The Cilios rejoice, I guess. Current funnel being that Rosetta card, the one that the last action card you play this turn was lightning. This and the next action card you play, it go again. So sitting about 26, 27, those are lightly played. Actually, rainbow foil cheaper than non-rainbow foil. Don't see that too often. So the only non-foil is $30. In line with that, Gone in a Flash is back to $20 plus. So they're probably inextricably tied together. Tied together with that as well. Can anybody tell me what they think Channel Lightning Valley, the promo one, is worth? Because the regular one's about 15. The promo was, and I'll put it at a was, relatively low at about 60, 65, 70 on the high end.
What's it now?
He's wanting me to guess. It was 65 before?
It was. I mean, you could get it. 60, 70, 65, 70, that range. One sold on a high jump at 83. You are technically frozen, but he's back within a flash. Gone in a. It's like an Acilio player. Gone in a flash. No, okay, bounced himself back up. And the puns are good. They're gonna keep going. Trust me, I got them. I'm ready today.
So it was 65. Is that what
it was? Let's say that's an average. Let's say 70 was the average.
140.
It's a good guess. That's a good guess. I mean, I would have doubled it too. I would have just doubled it and give it to the next person. It's 150. I mean, there's only 5 of them on the marketplace right now.
I was too big of a coward to say 150.
I think this is more so actually one of them just sold. In the amount of time that we've literally been doing this, one of them just sold for 150. No joke. Because it was not there before. So, Acilio players, you're crazy. I don't know. But you got to pay for the bling.
I mean, he could beat KO, so sure.
Speaking...
Can he not?
We'll get to that.
We'll get there.
Oh, no.
Speaking of the bling...
I don't like hearing that.
Marvel Rock is still rolling around. Everybody's favorite card. Can anybody tell me what they think the highest price somebody paid for Marvel Rock was?
This can't be that much. Like, it's a 1 hero weapon, and we don't even know yet if that's going to be really the weapon you want for him.
That doesn't matter with some of these players.
110 for the Blackout Rock.
The highest price Marvel Rock.
I'm over.
Well, yeah, you're gonna go over. You're gonna go over.
I'm
Was
going over. I'm taking over.
$149.99, and it's currently at 81. So you're actually getting a deal if you buy it right now. Because let me tell you, at least according to what DCG Player says, everybody likes their Marvel Rock. It's a good meme. It's a great card. If it's actually usable, it's pretty insane. Before we get into the best segue I've got, Rowdy Locals is still a $20 card. This is one of those other cards where I always just look at it and I go, who's propping it up? But it's still $20 plus.
Yeah, and this is like an IRA card. Maybe there's something
bad decks, dude.
Maybe there's something I'm not getting because IRA is just not doing it for me right now.
I think you're good. Yeah, you're fine.
Now, we talk a lot about cards that are going up, but the perfect segue into cards we're going to talk about from Super Slam, what about cards that are going down? These cards are going down.
I mean, Flick Knives and New Horizons has to be going down, right?
That's pretty crazy. That's why would they be going down? Flick Knives is definitely on the list. It is going down. It's at 86, which is a all-time low. Felling of the Crown going down. It is at an all-time low of $48.
Good. There's no reason.
Warmonger's Diplomacy has dropped almost twice in price, down to $40.
Good. The only reason that card's expensive is because people don't want to buy Dusk Till Dawn.
That's correct, because there's not a lot of incentive. There is, but it's also kind of actually hard to find Dusk Till Dawn. It really is, because somebody out there has like 1 billion boxes they're hoarding. Trust me. Plow Under down to 28, and so
card sucks.
It's a card you have to have.
The
reason for all of this is because we get to talk about Super Slam card reveals and all the insane reprints. And if you probably want to put 2 and 2 together, that means that there are 6 reprints.
6. This is like unprecedented, really. In fact, I think the Felling the Crown Plow Under reprint is like very strange, because when did they realize they need to reprint this? This had to be like, oh god, like these cards are way too expensive. There's 3 heroes that have to have 3 copies of each of them in their deck most of the time. They didn't like print Rosetta and know that they were going to need to do this. This had to be sometime after Rosetta.
It's an allocation thing. It has to be.
Final print runs are locked in anywhere from, I think it's 6 to 7 months ahead of release date.
So they must have known.
You would have seen it about like March. Think like February, March, like price lines for this.
Right. So like Hunted, they had to have known like during Hunted.
Early Hunted, they were like, okay, we need to fix pricing on this thing now.
Interesting. Like I'm not surprised by the Warmongers and Snag reprint. That was my number 1 card. I thought they were going to reprint Warmonger's Diplomacy. I'm like, this is going to be the legendary treatment they did like Command and Conquer. So I just felt validated for catching that one. I wasn't actually too terribly surprised by the Flick Knives reprint. Mm-hmm. It's very clear that card was way overpriced. I am a little surprised by the New Horizons reprint. I never felt like that card was terrible to get, and it's very niche. But I was extremely surprised with the Felling and Plow Under reprints. That was
New Horizons. If you remember though, when that card is good, it gets so expensive so quickly. That's like a card that just doesn't exist.
There's a fun new arrow that they printed to go with New Horizons.
I hate that arrow.
also note, and this is actually very big because it plays into the reprint policy. And actually, I was having like a big brain fart because I was like, when are they going to do this to Crown? They technically did. Problem is Crown's reprint is the same price as the Rainbow Foil, so it effectively didn't do anything. That's right. Common Crown is 140. Rainbow Foil Crown is 140.
You talking about non-foil Crown?
Yep. Crown of Providence. So, but the way that New Horizons and Flick Knives are introduced to us are as extended arts. They have now been fleshed out. So not only are they different arts, they are extended. That's the only way that they could actually do this.
Non-foil and extended art, right? There's a non-foil of the new art, and there's an extended art of the new art.
They're allowed to do alternate arts of the treatments and get
Right.
away with it.
And
Yep.
so this
Well,
is like
there's no original EA for New
exactly.
Horizons.
This is like a little bit of a workaround to not break the
It's a
reprint
loophole.
policy, but let them produce an extended art for the thing for people who like extended arts. I mean, there are people who actually like the standard card art, like that they don't go necessarily for the EAs. Not everyone does, so it's nice to see that there's variants. I personally think that the art on the original New Horizons is leagues better, which is crazy because I actually still love this new art for New Horizon. I love them both, but man,
Both of them are bangers. Yeah.
the original is one of my favorite art in card gaming, period.
So
I
very happy to
think-
see reprints. We also see reprints in the gem pack out the wazoo.
Yeah.
New Fast and Furious one, new Savage Sash. What was the other one? It was another
thankfully.
Armory deck card.
Protocol Red Cold Foil.
Backup Protocol Red, Malefic Incantation, but those are just
Dude,
like shinies of like.
They love
cards.
giving mechs cold foils out of that type of stuff. It's
because
crazy.
all these items that should have
There's
had
another
cold
Armory
foils
deck
didn't
card.
get it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, there's the Savage Sash and what else? They didn't do Run Roughshod,
Fast
did
and
they?
Furious and somebody else. No Run Roughshod.
Let's see if we can find Gemless 3 gem
I don't
pack.
think it's up yet.
This is the first time we've seen a legendary in the gem pack list.
Rampart, that was it.
Rampart of the Ram's Head. Which is very interesting
Rampart.
that they're like, okay, we're going to give a way to put legendaries. And I guess they kind of like targeted a little bit. They're like, okay, this is a legendary. It is a legendary, but we're going to pick one that's not on the super high end, right? They're not like shoving Crown of Providence into gem packs.
Not yet.
Not
Notably, the exclusive, the helms, the Halo of Lumina Light and Helm of the Arknight are in there as well.
They're in there as well.
Which
Yes.
is fantastic. And Rock got a gem pack reprint, which means it might be usable. If not, it's the best meme I've ever seen.
They want it to
Rock,
be Tuffnut's weapon.
Yeah, it's clearly
Rock
they designed
is in
to
there.
play it, but that doesn't always mean that the people who actually go and crunch the decks and figure it out go, yeah, this is worth the risk of sometimes just doing nothing with my hand.
I'm playing
It's-
claws until those go.
It's worth the risk. Trust me.
Okay,
Gotta be.
I feel like that's a good segue. Let's talk about like winners and losers in this new set because KO. Boy, when people were like upset about the KO Armory deck, like Savage Sash is crazy, and actually Savage Sash is what makes some of these cards a problem. KO got so much out of this set. He got like 2 more copies of Swing Big.
2? Show strength and what else?
There's another one that comes in for like 8, but it's conditional.
Oh, yeah.
It goes in
Yeah.
too. Like
It can, yeah. Yeah.
there's Show of Strength, Reckless Stampede. Do you know how wild Reckless Stampede is? This card is so messed up.
Yeah, it's rude.
Okay, Reckless Stampede, red 2 for 7, 0 block. Whenever a card defends this clash with the defending hero, the winner deals 1 damage to the other hero. Each hero may put the revealed card on the bottom of their owner's deck. You can never go to like 4 or 5 with KO. He's almost got wizard math. It's wild. Like,
Yep.
the brute has wizard math. If you go to 4 or 5, he's going to throw a Reckless Stampede at you, and then he's going to Reckless Swing you. What?
Yep. Yeah.
Ugh.
That's Reckless Stampede is insane. Show Strength is insane. Song of Sinew, we didn't get to talk about it. That card is you can listen to other podcasts to hear about how problematic that card is. That card is terrifying. I want to talk about the cards that we hadn't seen previously, and this is why when we were talking about KO versus Cilio, if KO wants to be a disruptive deck, they can be, because they can just slot in cards like Strongest Survive, which is a rare 3 cost at red, 7 power, 3 block. So like the 3 for 7 stat line that you want. And it's when this hits a hero, they discard a card unless they reveal a card from their hand with power greater than the damage dealt this way. And so it's like, if I'm playing a Cilio and you hit me with the Strongest Survive, I'm discarding a card. Otherwise, I'm having to block with my attacks, which are the most important cards in my deck.
They got
And
a command and conquer
they got
in
a
their
clash
blue
with
base.
vigor.
Yeah, they got a
Yeah,
clash with vigor. They got a command and
Yep.
conquer in their blue base.
Yep.
So now they have they're the first hero to really have like a rainbow command and conquer, just straight up get rid of your arsenal.
And they have a card now that says if this has 6 or more power, it gets go again.
Which one's the blue CNC?
That's it. Smashing Ground.
It's so good. It's just a blue 3-block that comes in with the 5 stat line.
They got, and I don't know if all these cards make the KO deck. I'm not a KO brewer. I'm not a KO builder. Like, I'm not touching the building of that deck. I will see a KO deck and say, oh God, that is powerful, and it will hurt me. Buck Wild. Just if you have a 6 in the pitch zone, it gets go again. It's a 3 for 7. We have a 3 for 7 with go again. Just chilling. All right. LEE is a 3 for 8 with go again, with the condition of your deck has to be empty. Rouse is a 3 for 7 where I have to reveal 2 huge cards from my hand to get the thing.
Dude, Buckwild
this
is
just
common.
Says, yeah, and it's a common. Like, what are we doing?
Not only that, like, because of KO, his pitch cards get the +1. So all his 5 stat lines are turning this thing on for go again.
And like flex speed, KO just naturally makes a might. You're going to do that most turns. You're still playing the Wild Rise. You're still playing the Bear Fangs for your draw discard engine and Blood Rush Bellows. So that's still like 15 draw discard effects minimum. You're going to play like a few other things just to ensure you have your might tokens, or just Song of Sinew into it, and then you just get fucking go again. What are we doing? What is this?
This deck is very strong. KO is going to be the deck to beat, like until he LLs. He's going to be the strongest aggro deck. We've always known that Fruit has basically the best fridge in the game, except for maybe Runeblade. So
I'd say I think theirs is better.
Fruits, I think, have probably the best fridge in the game.
I think it comes down to the gloves. Grasp of the Arknight is the best gloves in the game. There's no one who's even close yet still. Like, Fruits don't have those gloves.
They just don't have battle-worn gloves, but I think they have 2 really, really good gloves that you don't necessarily mind breaking. Because I think Apex Bonebreakers, at least for KO, work really, really well with the way he wants to play. And then we'll obviously talk about
speaking of
there's some contention.
We got some new legendary Fruit gloves. I don't know if they will be played, though. I don't think you have... I think your pitch stat line is very tight on KO. I don't know if you want to bother trying to set this
I
up.
feel like this is a Tuffnut card.
Yeah. It's an incredible Tuffnut card.
Yeah. Like, you flip a blue 6 off the top or something, right? Because he's going to have a couple of those now.
Mm-hmm.
Or you flip like a yellow 6 off and you don't need the extra resource for whatever reason. Boom. There you go. You did it. Or you have like a 2 for 6 into a 2 for 6 line, and you went like yellow blue in your pitch. There you go.
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe these will come in if KO has the deck space, maybe in longer matchups, he might run these. But I think KO is going for like that 8-turn game where he's forcing you to block. He doesn't really have a lot of disruption other than on Arsenal. So he's just saying, okay, I'm going to come over by 2 or 3 on every block you try to do, and I'm going to grind you down and kill you on turn 8. So I don't think turn 8, you're going to see enough opportunities to get the value out of these compared to just getting your 2 might tokens from the other gloves.
Yep. The only like possible exception is like Kano, but like whatever.
Yeah, and
just because you can't block.
They might be in there for Kano. Like, you might put them in just because you want something that like you use against longer matchups and Kano. Or maybe that's you put AB there. That might be your AB1 slot too. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. Historically, it's been gloves go there for the AB. But yeah, but KO looks like a monster. RKO is going to take time to figure out. I think he's the hardest one to build. Out of all the heroes, Tuffnut looks reasonably linear to build. I haven't really put a lot of thought and effort into it, but like windmill slam all the good yellow 6s and the good red 6s and things like that and call it a day. And then figure out a blue base, I think is kind of what you have to do. But
I've been watching a lot of Goliath gameplay, and I'm actually surprised to say he's probably a real deck.
He's also an aggro deck.
Yeah, he's aggro, for sure. For sure.
Yes.
Because
Goliath is an aggro deck.
Occasionally, he's going to say, I ain't blocking. He's going to develop a whole bunch of auras. And then next turn, he's going to go, I'm not blocking this either. And then he's going to bonk you for like 25 and make you discard your hand.
My favorite card.
25 dominate.
My favorite interaction that I found so far with Goliath is, I don't know if it's any good. You probably don't do it. But Minnowism works on CNC. Because it cuts the base in half of CNC to 3. So Minnowism says
crazy.
anything with 3 or less space gets +3 damage.
I guess that's true. If you have to run CNC. Yes.
I don't think you run CNC.
No.
But it just shows like his flexible deck building is that like you can run Nimbleism and Minnowism in the deck, which by the way, I am. He's an aggro deck. And yeah, you just need like 1 or 2 20 damage turns, 1 evasive turn with like bully tactics, and you call it a game.
I think the most interesting thing about him actually is the tension of what kind of attacks you put into his deck. Because you need your Guardian attacks, right? To take advantage of some of your really good auras. But you want
the reviled ones are so good.
Some of the reviled attacks are insane. So
we didn't know about the Goon squads. And they're all hilarious. Goon Battery, Goon Beatdown, and Goon Tactics.
Dude, they're yeah. I was looking at those. Those are funny.
They're very good memes. But Goon Beatdown is like a constructed card. If you just have 3 or more auras out there, it gets +3, and when this hits a hero, the crowd boos you. So it's a 1 for 5 in Liath, in blue. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what is that card? Why is that? Why does that exist? Why is it a common? And then we have the stupid dwarf discard, wherever it is, the Guardian one. Oh, no, but that's a Revile card, or that's a Guardian card. But like, you have some really good reviled stuff in here. Booze is good. Cruel Ambition. Cruel Ambition is like, that's a card to put on your list of like, it looks innocuous, but that thing is insane. It is such a house. Cruel Ambition just says create 3 mic tokens and go again. Mm-hmm. So that really cool card that we talked about, that's 1 for 5.
What's the one that makes a confidence and 3 mites in 2 turns?
I don't know.
2 steps ahead. Yeah, that card is extremely spicy. Oh no, we lost Justin again. And he's back.
He's back.
Yeah, 2 steps ahead, Justin. That card seems wild too, because it just plays so well into like some of the suspense stuff and like some of the setups, and it gives you that confidence token.
2 steps ahead.
Mm-hmm. I like that card a lot.
One?
Yeah. Also,
that's the super
cool art,
right?
Yep. It's also really cool art. At the start of your turn, destroy this, then create confidence.
That one is messed up. Yeah, that's really messed up.
Yep.
It doesn't have go again, thank God. But like, ooh, it's a good one.
Yeah, but
that is a really good blue.
As I've seen the cadence of the deck, it really likes taking turns off, being like weirdly effectively defensive, and then suddenly just blasting you with like the most heinous, mean attack that has confidence or Terra Sunder attached to it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you're going to have to decide how much of the reviled stuff versus the Guardian stuff you want to do, because like, Terra Sunder on these 0-cost Guardian attacks is wild work. It is some wild stuff. Like, putting Terra Sunder on a Short Shrift, which is just a yellow 0 for 3, that if it crushes you, you discard a card. Like, and they can pump that thing up to like 17 or whatever, and you're just like, well, I guess I'm discarding 3 cards. Like, what are we doing here? That's insane.
I mean, Goliath's hero ability is so bad that I think he needs to do some really interesting stuff, because you're effectively running, unless you're doing pumps and stuff that like get around how his hero ability works. A lot of times you're effectively running a half deck if you're thinking about like the threat value of your deck. So he's got to do some cool, weird things, right?
The way that I've been thinking about Lyeth is your average turn cycle, you want to get to 14 a turn, right? In Modern Fab. Previously it was 13, now it's 14, right? So before that was 3.5 per card, right? And that was kind of like your evaluation on cards, all right? Like a 3 for 7. We love 3 for 7s because you go sink below, block 3 on the previous turn, throw 3 for 7. That's a good turn, right? Block 6, throw 8. Good turns. For Lyeth to get to 15 or 14 a turn cycle, you need 2.8 per card. So anything that gets me at least 3, we like those types of cards. And that's kind of been like my golden rule for building Lyeth at the moment.
What do you guys think of Truth or Trickery? I mean, just in terms of its defensive power. And
it's good, but like it's a high risk card. It may not make it in because I feel like the deck starts out with a bunch of yellows in it, but as the deck gets optimized, the yellows will start to fade out because having the blues be efficient is so important. That's my opinion.
I love it depends. Right? If you're going down the reviled route and you're doing the Goon Squad, like, yeah, I'm with you there. But the Guardian ones, like those Guardian 0 attacks are really strong.
I mean, those will be the ones you have.
Exactly,
so
right?
Truth or Trickery may not make it in because it might screw up your stat line.
Right. So you have short shrift, We Wrecking Ball, that's CNC and discard from hand respectively. And then they have the 2 tower ones.
The one that makes you discard your entire hand.
Yes, discard their hand, long story short, and no tall tales. The go again one. So you have like 12 good yellow dwarfs if you want to run them. That's like a really strong package.
And then you might run Rainbow Little Bigfoot, but I really doubt it. You probably just run 6, the reds and blues.
Do you have enough pitch cards in the deck that cost 3?
I think you do.
Or Little Bigfoot?
I think, yeah, because I think a lot of your auras do. I don't know. A lot of the builds I saw were running Little Bigfoot. You never know. Maybe the card is too inconsistent and ends up being out. Okay, I do want to move on.
Anyways,
I want to talk about Pleiadeez because she's the one who got the armory deck. So she is very cool.
Man, I'm so excited.
She is like the epitome of that meme of like the badly pencil drawn girl doing all the gymnastics and stuff over like the burning car and then landing and it just being like nothing. Like, except sometimes Pleiadeez does something, but there's so many hoops you have to jump through to make her have her like super cool turn.
Yeah, she's super sweet. I say when we were looking at spoilers and we saw like the Guardian auras that came out, like all the pump ones, I was like, all right, her weapon is going to make or break her. If her weapon sucks, she's bad. Full stop. And we get Moment Maker, which is cost 3 to attack with. It is an axe hammer. It is both an axe and a hammer.
It's a hammer axe, to correct you.
It is a hammer axe. You're right. It is a hammer axe. Hammer's first, axe second. And if you control 3 or more auras of suspense, it gets +2. And when this hits a hero, the crowd cheers you. That's really strong. Is it good enough? I don't know. Is that effect printed on the card really strong? Yes, because they can just print more auras of suspense that do really busted things. And that's only going to get better.
I'd say if you actually hit your opponent with this, like once or twice a game, the confidence token is probably going to make this weapon very strong.
It's a 1-card 6.
A 1-card 6 that
you spent other cards into. Yeah,
no.
Go below
that
rate on
gives you that doesn't when the crowd cheers her, she makes a confidence.
Yeah, exactly. So it gives you dominate on your next attack.
Gives her essentially a dominate on her next attack. That's very, very, very strong. So the weapon seems good.
And speaking of her, she came out with an armory deck. I'm
her
just looking through this thing real quick.
Wild. Dude, attention grabbers are attention grabbers are so strong. Good. Oh man,
grabbers are good.
There's lots of people joking this should have been the chest slot. jokes. But attention grabbers, when this defends, you may remove a suspense counter from an aura you control. If you do, this gets +2 defense. This chain link, so it blocks 3 and allows you to speed up one of your suspense auras. That's nuts. The whole downside of some of these suspense auras is the fact that you have to wait 2 turns. You have to like be very careful with your timings, and you just to get to make this adjustment and block 3 on a pair of gloves.
Yeah, that thing's crazy. Boots to the boards is really good because it's just the best guardian. Well, it's a revered boot.
I was gonna say, Tuffnut really likes these boots too.
Yeah, they're just the best boot that you can ask for them. It's just temper 2 with no downsides, and when this defends, you may pay up to 3, create that many toughness tokens. We're going to talk about her play patterns here. This is a house. This is a really good card.
These are the strongest fatigue boots ever printed, right? It's not even close.
Yes, but they're also just the strongest like tempo boots they've ever printed for other reasons. We're going to get to her main deck cards because Tiara Suspense, it's a headpiece. It's Guardwell 2. You can destroy it if you've been cheered, and you can put a suspense counter on something. No one's playing the bot, you play Tunic. So equipment's out of the box, banger. The next card I see is Boulder Drop. But it's red.
Red Boulder Drop. Let's go. It's finally here.
Is that a typo?
No.
Because it has a 7 in the bottom left corner.
That's
usually what they put on the reds, right? Because that'd be a 3 for 7.
You now have to give up a piece of equipment, a defense reaction, or an additional card to stop the crush effect from happening. Yep.
Yes. We got Red Boulder Drop. That card rocks. That card's so good.
It is pretty crazy.
That card is going to be in every Guardian deck for the rest of the time, besides Liath. And maybe even Liath. I don't know. But Red Boulder Drop is in every Guardian deck. That's just a Windmill Slam 3-of. You got a bunch of really good cards in the deck. You have Spinal Crush. You have all the pumps. You have her Charm. Never Give Up is a weird one to include, but sure, whatever. We knew about Standing Ovation. Superstar is the new one. It's a 1 cost. The crowd cheers you on enter and leave. Okay, it's fine. It's just hand extension. And it gives you a block 3 instant aura. Checks a lot of boxes. Ooh, okay, I want to talk about the cards that make up her play pattern. It's the 3 0 cost Guardian instant auras in her deck.
What happens next?
They are insane. We'll go worst to best is how I want to do it.
Okay.
Which one do you think is worst?
It's got to be up on a pedestal, right?
Oh, I wasn't. No, I was sorry. There's 4 of them. There's 4 of them.
Okay, well then I found it. It's up on the pedestal. That's the worst, right? But it's still good. It kind of does.
I think it's to be continued.
To be continued.
I think it's to be continued. I think it's to be continued, and I'll explain why later.
You think that's the worst?
I think that's the worst.
It is awfully passive for someone who really wants to bonk people.
The other issue is her main play style that we're finding out is that she has these 3 auras. We're going to talk about these 3 because up on a pedestal functions like the normal suspense auras. You want it to enter and leave the arena. To be continued, the suspense is killing me, and what happens next all want to stick around because they have just a lingering effect. The first attack each turn gets +1. The first time you'd be dealt damage, prevent 1 of that damage. And the first card with cost 1 or more you play each turn costs 1 less to play. Right? Yeah. So the idea is you have these things come in with suspense counters. You use her hero power to move those counters onto these to keep one of them around permanently. And either everything is super discounted, everything gets +1, or you're just blocking 1 damage every turn. Right? Like that's the play pattern that she's going for. Up on a pedestal doesn't fit that play line, so I was leaving that one out. I think to be continued is the worst one because
I can't decide between the other 2 which one's better. They're both so good.
Yeah.
Okay.
The +1 or discount a resource. Which one do you think is better? Which one's worse? Okay. Which one's worse?
Okay, the suspense is killing me gives you +1 on your first attack each turn. That makes Moment Maker come in for 7. And it also breaks a lot of stat lines for other pieces of other attacks. So and breaking stat instant, lines.
Remember that.
Oh god. Okay, this one's got to be the best.
So you go CNC. You hold 1 card left in hand. No pummel, no nothing. All right, cool. We'll just end the turn with a little suspense.
And it does work retroactively, right? Because it just says first attack. It doesn't say
this is first attack.
When you attack with your first attack, it gains +1. It just says first attack.
Yep, just says first.
So your Command and Conquer, your Red Boulder Drop that they gave up a 1 block and 1 card on.
Yep. Yeah, you block 5, or you blocked 4 exactly on a boulder drop.
Oh, your moment maker that's
And-
only coming in for 4 is now coming in for 7 all of a sudden?
Yep.
You could just instant that in, right? Too, because all the ores are instant. So
Yep.
yeah.
That card's really good. I think what happens next is bannable.
I think this is the best one, even though like Suspense is Killing Me is way more exciting to play. I think giving yourself a 1 resource discount for the next 2 turns.
Oh, no. Once this thing hits the field, it never leaves.
Right, and you try to
Yeah,
keep it
you
out
just
by
keep moving
putting suspense counters on it, right?
Suspense counters on it. So you just constantly discounted the whole game.
But just out
Why
of base.
is this card broken?
Okay.
Why is this card broken? It does not say your turn.
Oh my god.
It just says each turn.
So you could play things like Oasis Respite for free.
You play Oasis Respite for free.
That's
Superstar,
insane.
when you look at it with a 1 stat line, is a bad card. Superstar as a 0 cost, pretty good. Act of Glory, actively bad, right? 4 cost, 6 pump,
Mhm.
not good. 4 cost, or as a 3 cost, 6 pump, really good.
It's a +4, right? Unless, does it do something else?
It's just it's +6. Act of Glory is +6, and it costs 4.
Oh, as a red.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she only has the blue and the. Oh, there it is. What's up there?
Yeah.
The really gross thing that you can do is if you ever have palm of your hand, in the palm of your hand,
Mm-hmm.
plus Thespian Charm, you throw it out for 1, you charm it back to your hand, and you use your 2 remaining floating to just replay it immediately
Mm-hmm.
on your opponent's turn, and you just like, you essentially just went plus a full card out of nowhere. And you can like move the suspense counter. So you can like play palm of your hand, move the suspense counter off it, flick it back to your hand, replay it.
Okay. She is very cool. This is like,
Yes.
she is almost a new archetype that we haven't seen in Flesh and
Yes.
Blood, which is really crazy to think about how long this game's been out. It's one of the newer TCGs around, but the fact that we're seeing a brand new archetype without them adding any real additional rules, because let's be real, a suspense counter is just a Steam token, right? It's just the exact same thing as mechanologist items.
Yes.
No difference at all. They're just calling it suspense counters so that it's functionally different, and cards that might interact with one don't interact with both. So no new mechanics here, but the implementation by making them auras and like having a hero built around these momentary auras. Oh man, this is such a cool hero.
She is well, she will be good. I don't know if she'll ever be the best, like, top of the meta thing, because Cut Through the Facade is just so good.
Yeah, Cut Through dude, imagine
the
having
Facade is like,
yeah, you draw your
if
hand
they
and you're
never
like,
printed-
I actually can't block Cut Through the Facade. I guess I take 7
Yeah.
and lose an aura.
yeah, you play like, if you're leaning into Moment Maker and doing the like cool stuff with Suspense is Killing Me, or What Happens Next, or whatever. Like, if you're trying to do all that, you just die to Cut Through the Facade. But like, dude, she does some cool stuff.
She's definitely the most fun looking deck that I see out of it.
Yeah, she is, like, because the idea is of an Aura Guardian, right? The issue with an Aura Guardian has always been you need an outlet for your attacks whenever you don't draw one, right? So Moment Maker is that. Moment Maker's good. I don't know how good ultimately, but the text box on it is good, right? Up on a Pedestal lets you recur your good attacks once you get tempo. So like, you standing ovation somebody, you up on a pedestal that same turn or whatever, or like the previous turn, because it's a leave trigger as well. You put Spinal Crush back in your hand. Now you've eliminated the issue that Guardians have of, I got tempo, I had nothing to do with my hand, I needed tempo again, right? That kind of thing. So you get to alleviate that there. The other issue that Guardians has always had is hand extension, right? You get full tempo, the best thing you can do is throw a 3 for 7 at somebody, or a CNC or whatever.
I actually still think she will struggle a little bit with hand extension, right? She doesn't really have Go Again built in. She'll have to have that as like a sideboard package.
Well, you play the 9 red instants, right? So that's automatically 9. And then the threat like you're always threatening pummel every turn.
That's fair. That's fair. Pummel is
So
a card.
yeah. So if you play pummel and you have all these instants, that's 12 extenders built into your deck immediately. Plus all the blue ones that also are like pseudo extenders. You don't always want to play those, but like you can. Terra Sunder is another extender. Like she can, like, they have addressed and looked at the issues that Guardian has had, and they have addressed some of them in a very serious way.
Still, you will struggle into some things, right? I think you struggle into Gravy. I think Gravy, you're still a bit of a dog to Gravy.
Gravy's a nightmare. I don't want to play a wizard.
Yep. So classic Guardian problems, but I think this deck does work on an axis where she could be very aggressive while still having a great fridge to be defensive.
This is also going to be my new player deck for the rest until they print another Armory deck on this power level. This is the most powerful Armory deck, I think.
It's also like, I think this is a good deck to teach people to play Flesh and Blood too, because the cards have like very complex value perspectives. Yeah. Okay.
You're using every phase.
We talked about KO being a winner here. I think there's another winner, and we talked about her briefly, but not in the fact that she's a winner because of this new set. I think Marlin is like huge. My playtesting that I've been seeing from that and the new card she just got is absolutely bananas. So this was one of the ones that was leaked, so we couldn't talk about it, and didn't want to talk about it. It's a better way to say it. But now that it's out, Catch of the Day is a blue block 3. Your next arrow this turn gets +2. If a Go Fish effect would trigger this turn, instead it triggers twice. If KO's actually going to have a real presence in the game, like Marlin actually counters KO pretty well.
You just run red and yellow Fin Harpoon and King Shark, and you call it a day.
No, you're pretty happy with blue Fin Harpoon too. Like if you rip both the blues out of their hand with Catch of the Day, you're like you might actually even time walk them.
They're like a 2020 deck.
Yes, right? It's not uncommon for them to have
so all your fins are online.
Yep. All your fins are pretty online against it.
Yep. All your fins are online. The only one is King Kraken. But the occasional time that you like make them block with a Blood Rush Fellow or the new card, Song of Sinew, you're like, got him. This is a good time to be into Marlin. I think she's great into KO. And this card, when I read it, this is a custom card. This could have said +2 with blue block 3, and it would be playable.
Nice.
Card is so overrated. Like, can you imagine me? I'm playing Dash.io, and they go King Shark Harpoon with Catch of the Day attached to it, and they just Go Fish 2 attacks out of my hand.
That's pretty good.
And not only that, you realize they get to make gold twice.
Yeah, it's really. She needed gold,
dude.
She desperately needs gold.
You lose 2 cards. She gets 2 gold, and she dealt an extra 2 damage to you. This card's insane.
I'm pretty excited for Catch of the Day. In terms of playing Marlin,
I don't know how much this helps Ranger, but they also got Mage Hunter Arrow. This card is one of the most egregious wizard hates I've ever seen, though. It's a 1-cost 5 attack 3 block arrow that has an instant effect. Destroy this the next time you be dealt arcane damage this turn. Prevent 3 of that damage. Activate this only when it's face up in your arsenal. When this hits a Runeblade or Wizard Hero, you may destroy an aura they control. I guess you get to destroy Ring of Roses and the occasional channel Lightning Valley.
You also get to destroy sigils, and I hate you.
Some of the sigils don't do as much as you'd want to when they're destroyed. You still get your embodiment.
You pop my conductivity, I'm attacking you.
You do get to blow conductivity up. That's the one you feel good about. Like blowing up the conductivity or blowing up the channel lightning.
My sigil that's supposed to be sitting there forever that no one's supposed to be able to touch because you're not a fellow wizard. That's like the handshake we have with each other, is that you're allowed to touch my conductivity. And now you get to, as a ranger, as my already most hated class. I hate this card.
We also get Spell Void 5. Once a ranger puts this arrow face up in their arsenal, they essentially have Spell Void 5 because of the quiver that says if you have a face up arrow, you can prevent 2 arcane damage as well. So, man, I think if you're playing Kano and you run up against an aggressive Riptide who like turn 0, puts Mage Hunter arrow face up, you just go, I guess I lose. which is wild because Riptide used to be like an absolute dog. It used to be like you sit down against a Kano and you'd be like, hey, let's just play for fun and see where it goes. And now, I don't know. It's very hard to beat Riptide because he does not need that second arsenal slot to beat up a Kano. He doesn't have any armor or defense reactions. Let's see.
Something I'm upset about is the Fabled. It's annoying.
Oh God. Oh yeah. Let's not leave without talking about the Fable.
Yeah.
Is it actually?
I want to say
good?
something.
Go ahead and say something.
I think it is. I think it's good in Assassin, but that's it.
It's good in a Warrior. It's an auto include in Dory. There's zero reason why you wouldn't play it.
It is
it's going to be an auto include in Marlin. There's zero reason not to play it.
A lot of people say that. I feel like the deck building tension is there. Once you're going to get too many
Fables
blues
in your deck
that
have like a real cost.
but you're about to put 3 blue non-arrows into your deck. You're going to put those buffs in. You already have Eye of Ophidia. Like, you already have Riches of Trouble Donnie. Like, you're running into things that can't go into the arsenal very well and don't threaten damage.
But it's a windmill. This one I do think is windmill slam in the Warriors. I think like Dagger Mario is really interested in this card versus
no, don't say that. I don't want to buy a card for my deck.
Dude, Dagger Mario versus Guardian.
You're right.
Do you want to get staunch response?
This is so good against Dagger Mario.
Do you want to get unmovable?
So, yeah. This is actually really good in Dagger Mario.
Yeah.
It's like terrible when you draw it with your ponder token, but
don't do that.
Oh man, swinging, if they draw like 2 defense reactions and you swing into them with a giant dagger, like you're feeling so spicy.
Just so everybody's aware, Authority of Ataya is what we're talking about. It's a blue pitch, so it pitches for 3, and when it's pitched, defense reaction card costs opponents an additional 1 to play this turn. So Sync Blue costs 1.
Yep.
Sometimes you'll just take people's tunic counters, and that's annoying, but like, it's not heinously broken.
Right.
It's not Riches. There are people complaining about it being on Riches level. It's not Riches.
It's the fact, like, someone's going to pitch this about once per game, maybe twice, right? Games don't typically go to 3rd cycle. And Tunic is so pervasive through the game that if you're really worried about getting blown out by this card, you just sit on Tunic counter on the turn that it's a big deal, right?
But for a set, I will say, okay, we said bad things because we talked about that. I will say, for a set that had a lot of people not that interested, I think there's a lot of banger stuff coming out of here. I think this set's genuinely shaking up a lot, and not just like the expansion slot cards.
No, I'd agree.
Actual core set cards that are just making KO heinously strong. I think Tuffnut, if Florian was the real threat that it looked like 2 weeks ago, I think Tuffnut just eats him. Because confidence versus him, like,
also
he wants to go a little bit taller.
Also,
and he gets to just kind of sit on him.
1 card 5 versus 1 card 7.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, you both have like the fridge into each other. It's just like, that would have been a really interesting game. But Pleiadeez looks interesting. Lyeth looks, oh boy, we're gonna do some work on that hero. He's gonna be tough to figure out.
I think most of these heroes are going to be very difficult to figure out. Like, I think honestly,
I have no idea
all
what to
4
do
of them are a challenge.
I have no clue what to do with Cheeto, RKO, whatever you want to call him.
Okay,
I have no clue.
I don't want to be too negative about a hero that's only been out. That isn't technically released yet, but a lot of people said it just felt like they just strapped a name to him. That his hero power is so kind of like there, and that he doesn't feel like a KO, right? He just feels like a brute that can turn cards into 6s.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard the current conspiracy theory is when we see the Living Legend board get updated to add the new heroes, that we're going to see his signature weapon is Mandible Claw, so that it sticks around, even though KO is going to hit Living Legend probably during ProQuest season. So,
which, by the way, if that happens, I have no issue. Well, I'm sick of Blood Rush machines. Like, I am sick of that. But
now let Mandible Claws go.
RKO doesn't look like at the moment he really wants to play Blood Rush Bellows.
No.
Which I think is fascinating. I really want to figure out how this hero works. I don't want to put the time into it though. But if somebody figures him out, don't tell anybody and just win worlds with him.
Yeah, I guess. There is some interesting cards in his reviled base, right? That he can really abuse.
The reviled pool is good enough that you have some really interesting things that you can do. Like, genuinely just have some banger cards in that pool.
Well, I'm pretty plussed on this set. I'm really excited to go play in pre-release next week. And I know a lot of Georgia people went to Montreal and they seemed like they had a good time. It's always hard to gauge how people feel about the set from the stream, because in general they're going to be positive, right? You're not going to come on stream and be like, man, I hated the set, it was terrible. We'll see how it pans out.
They said, limited, talking to people on the ground there, they're like, it was fun, but it's swingy.
That makes sense.
And that's why a lot of people defaulted to like RKO because he was like the most stable in sealed. So
it definitely seemed like Tuffnut was the popular hero in draft, right?
Both brutes were.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't matter which one. I think it just was like on pick 5. Did you see a better reviled?
Yeah, better reviled or better revered cards. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense.
Like, well, I guess I'm KO or Tuffnut.
Okay.
So.
All right. Any closing remarks?
If you see me dressed up like Sting or anything like that from Kiss or whatever, just mind your business. Just be cool.
You have a big red streak down your eye?
You're going to go all out.
I'm just going to get like tongue extensions to just like have it like out to here or something.
Oh, okay. You're going real weird.
We'll figure it out.
Katsu's a big winner. Prism's a big winner. I think in 2 cases they put a Marvel in the gem slot. Nah, they put a Marvel. A Prism.
Prism's new Majestic, I feel like, is barely worth mentioning. It lets her.
It helps with Soul Denial.
The new Katsu card is good.
Let's play in 3.
I will say the new Katsu card is pretty spicy. You know,
the new Katsu card's
swing
fantastic.
Swing a Kadachi, throw a Surging Strike, throw a Tempest Palm Gust Wave for 5. I like it. You can also
double bonds without having to break Breeze Rider Brutes too, because it gives you another target for that too. So it's actually really good. I think Katsu is a big winner. The Dory card's completely modular. I think it's something that she's needed for about 80 years. It's 5 cards in one, so it's like a weird way of having hand extension. It's a jack of all trades card. About time. I don't necessarily think it fixes all of her problems, but it's probably one of the best attack reactions ever created. Outside of maybe Clint the Quicksilver. Nah, it's pretty crazy.
It's better than Blue Nip the Heels.
Yes, it is probably.
It's strictly better than Nip.
Leaps and bounds better than Blue Nip the Heels, which was there simply because it was a blue block 3.
It's worse than Glint
by a lot, but Glint's also insane.
I mean, Glint's Glint.
Glint is nuts.
Don't need reprise for this though.
You didn't need reprise for Glint to have go again. You just need it for the draw card. Yeah, but you want
the card draw too. You want to replace it. It's a good card. I'm pretty happy with it.
I'm happy the Gravy ally sucks. Yay!
he's good against certain
It's a crazy
decks.
effect, but he's so understated.
It is a really crazy effect. I am so glad it doesn't have 4 on the health bar.
Yeah, like
I mean, it's
Gallo end of the line. It's instant tap them to discard a Watery Grave dude, and then effects controlled by the opponent don't trigger. So no more Mask of Momentum, no more Breaking Point, no more bonds of whatever.
No more Endless Arrow.
No more Endless Arrow. That's a funny one.
Sort of Endless Arrow.
No more Channel Lightning Valley. No more anything.
It's a good ally.
No Drop the Anchor.
Technically got a blockable base.
It says attacks. So suck it. You still get Mind Warped. But it's super understated. It's a 3 cost. It comes in for 4, and it costs 1 to swing.
Mm-hmm. So most
It's
people
like
are gonna,
really,
yeah,
really
most
bad.
people are just gonna swing into it with a 3 go again, kill it, and then not care that they don't have an on hit for the turn.
Yeah, they're like, oh no, I took a little less damage. Anyways, Painful Passage is my sneaky card of the set. I think this makes Vincent playable.
I mean,
And like, not like playable as in like, oh, like one or two might win things. It's like I'm playing Vincent until KO goes because I think that's like my best chance to beat the deck.
yeah, Finset is very good into KO. You may banish an attack action card from your hand. If you do, it gets +3 or go again until the end of turn. That's
Really
Painful
good.
Messages. That card is
Strong.
super good.
Shadow Runeblade block 3.
And it blocks 3. You're right. Oh, it blocks 3. That's crazy.
Yes, this is a windmill slam.
Whole
We were
foil
playing a
Malefic
card.
incantation in Gem Pack too, so it's a
Yes,
good
I
time to
know.
get into Vincent. Gem Pack is
gonna be getting
bumping,
those.
by the way,
Yeah.
this time
Gem
around.
Pack is insane. Show up to your armories.
Bumping.
I can't wait to get out of House Hell so I can actually go to armories more often.
I'll actually go to one. I'm almost done with Silk Song, so it's gonna start consuming my life soon.
But yeah, all in all, I genuinely think this set is like a. If Rosetta was a 10 out of 10 for me, and if Hunted was. Hunted's not fair. If High Seas was. I think High Seas was like a 9 out of 10 for me. I think this is close to that. I think this is like an 8.5 or 9.
We will see. Sealed and limited needs to be fun. I always evaluate based on that, even if we aren't really having any events based on it. If they're going to claim something is a core set that has sealed and limited as a choice, it needs to be good.
Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I'm in. I like this.
Definitely a better
That's all I
set, fleshed out when you look at it all, expansion slot wise, and just sort of main cards wise. The one thing that I have with this set that I think will be kind of interesting to see is this set boasts 42 Majestics and 40 super rares, not all of them being very, I don't know, they're a little weird, right? Because there's a lot of like weird Majestics. Like, do you really want to get an Olympia arm piece, or do you want like an expansion slot card that you want? So there's some weird, like, are your Majestics really Majestics out of this set, I feel.
Something else I like about this set is super rares are back because super rares are cheaper and more heavily printed than Majestics.
There's 40 super rares, which I don't know how that's going to work with Majestic. Can you get a Majestic and a super in the same? We'll have to see how that works.
Yes,
It's a lot. It's a lot. So I'm
Some of the super
hoping,
rares are
I'm
also
hoping it's
draft
good.
chaff.
No, so how the pack is collated is the first slot is either rare or super, and the second slot is rare, super rare, or majestic.
Got it. So that's why there are.
Yeah, you can't.
That's why
get a
there's
super
less
and a
rares.
majestic.
There's significantly less rares in this set than there are in high seas. Significantly. So that's because of the supers. I don't know. It's gonna be fun. We'll have to see how it opens. I'm pretty excited. I definitely got a couple cases. More so just because I want to open them up and see what's in there, and I need Beat of the Iron Song, and what better way than to open it up yourself? Reprints are great.
Oh, yeah.
Can't really complain about it too much. We'll see where they go from here. And I'm excited to play limited. So on Sunday at least to get an idea. I'm probably gonna just force Pleiadeez and get an idea how she plays because I don't want to play the other ones.
Okay.
Just cause. Well, I know you guys kind of nixed social media, but where can everybody find you anyway, Justin, if they could find you?
Is this where I give out my phone number now?
That's where you put your phone number, your email, maybe like
Social security, address, all that kind of stuff. No.
Places you frequent. They might be able to come in and pop. Hello, no.
Yeah.
You can find me at the gym. No, you can find me on Discord. You can find me on Discord, Jebza5. My DMs are always open, always down to talk.
Thomas.
I still have all my social media. I still need to take the label off of Justin's. It's still there. You can't find him there anymore,
Whatever.
guys, just in case.
No, it's okay.
But yeah, you can find me at What the System Fab on Twitter and What the System on Discord.
I don't check it as much as I should, but at Big Max Fab on Twitter, at Big Max on Blue Sky, and we'll be back to grinding out the packs daily because I've been a big slacker, lazy, overtime sick boy. Just just overall weird week. But we definitely want to get back into it. Spoiler alert, I'll probably have Super Slam at some point, and that'll be the next box if it arrives within time to do it. That will open up just cause. But if there's nothing else, thank you for joining us, everybody. We hope you enjoyed catching up with us this week, and if you did, subscribe or follow depending on where you found us to catch us again next time. Until then, take care of yourselves, and remember, we are all siblings in cardboard. And I actually have a couple things. Number one, if you look at Mage Hunter Arrow, that is Honing Hood. That's not New Horizons. Completely missed an opportunity there. Okay, real missed opportunity. Number two, obviously we've got a new cheater in the meta. Okay, KO the Underhanded Cheat. That doesn't mean you have to be a cheater and not discard your cards and do your triggers. So like always, read your cards and do the cards. Do like the switcheroo, which is one of the best blues in the set. The old switcheroo. So do that.
Man, this set has a lot.
If you were gonna not discard your card, do the old switcheroo. Discard it anyway. But read your card. It explains the cards. Discard your card. You guys, you know what it is. No cheats. That's for KO. Take care.
And draw swords.
Yeah, ban it.